Welcome to your February Tarotscope for 2020. So I'm switching things up a little bit this year and this month. We are going to talk about the areas of health, wealth, love, and kind of just your personal spiritual practice, right? Because I feel like that's an important thing that we need to talk about. So February's here. It's going to blow by quick. It's the month of love. So hopefully you guys have some good love in your life, whether that's romantic partnerships or friendships or family. So let's get started and talk about what you guys can expect for the month. So overall, I kind of like to do a little bit of overall umbrella energy before we start, just to make sure nothing gets missed in the other areas. And kind of the general energy of this month looks really good. So it looks like your cup is overflowing here because you have finally overcome a lot of difficult obstacles and things that were sort of in your way. So things should start flowing for you this month. You should start seeing some really good things starting to happen, which is sort of par for the course with the year of the four here in 2020. Now, what can we expect in our health sector this month? So it looks like we're doing a really great job taking care of ourselves. Can you see this? I know the glare is a little bit funny there. So the Queen of Cups comes up. So you're on it. Whatever you're doing for your health and your well-being, whether that's physical, whether that's emotional, you guys have really got your stuff together and you're doing all of the right things to kind of stay on top of that process and take really good care of yourself. So congratulations, because I know that's a really difficult thing to do, especially right now too. I'm having a lot of issues in my life where I'm really having to do this as well. So if you're doing it too, keep going. I'm super proud of you. Now, the next thing that we want to look at is our wealth, our financial sector, like what's happening there, right? Like with our money and our business and what's going on. Because this is another really big question that people always ask about. What's going on with my finances and what can I expect? So the Nine of Wands comes up, and what I'm getting here is that you guys are really stressed out about money, like majorly stressed out, like getting gray hair, hair falling out, things happening, right? And so you're experiencing a lot of stress this month around your financial situation. So I think the thing about that too is it's one thing to be stressed, but it's another thing to do something about it. So just sitting there being stressed or complaining or freaking out really isn't going to fix the situation. And so if you're feeling a lot of stress this month, I think it would be a really good idea for you to sit down and figure out why you're feeling stressed and what's happening. Are these internal factors that we're causing ourselves, or are these external factors, or are there both? And try to get a handle on and pull the reins in on what you actually can control and see if the situation doesn't get a little bit better for you, right? Okay. Now, the next thing we want to look at is kind of love, right? In our relationships, our connections, our soft candy center area, what's happening. And it looks like there's a really good balance of whatever's going on with in our feels and our emotions and our relationships and our connections with other people. I'm also hearing the message too that this is happening because you've weeded people out that are not good for you, right? They're holding you back or getting in your way or just don't fit kind of who you are right now, because that changes over time. We are different versions of ourselves as the years go on. And it looks like you guys have done a really great job of creating good connections with people and things that are really balanced and situations that are really fair, right? In your relationships and your interpersonal connections around you. So that's really good news. Now, the last thing I want to talk about with you guys, I want to talk about kind of your kind of spiritual state of affairs and what you're doing in your connection to spirit and your practice and what's going on with you, right? Because I think this is an important area to check into. I think people forget this. Everyone's so focused about all these other areas that they forget this. And this is a very important part of your life and who you are and how that affects all these other areas. So what's happening here is the Ace of Swords is coming up. And what that's telling me is that you guys need to get on your game just a little bit here. So you really are not using your personal power, your magical power, your witchy powers, your intuition, and the full and whole potential that you have. Right? So you're holding back. It's like driving, 5 miles an hour on the freeway. What are you doing? Put the pedal down, go 65, 75, keep up with the flow of traffic. You have the ability, right? So if that means you're second guessing yourself or you feel like you don't have it, I just want to remind you that you do. You're just not using it, right? You're holding back. So get out there and make the moves and really start trusting yourself and working with your power and the magic that you have, because it's there. So that's everything I have for you guys for this month's Tarotscope. Hopefully that was helpful, gives you a little bit of idea of what's coming down the line and what you can expect. So until next time, thank you so much for watching and have an absolutely beautiful day.